Wow.
Yeah, my dad built her 900 horses of Detroit muscle. There's something very interesting about Dom's car. The real car that he loves is coveted. It's garage. That's his dad's car. It's something that he created. It is something in his heart, and that's an emotional car.
The Charger, you know, Dom's car, he's afraid of it. You know, he's afraid of what it can do, and, you know, on some level, he's afraid of what he can do.
Everybody loved that car with the Hemi and the Supercharger. I mean, you know, everybody loves that thing. When it starts up, pulls out.
The Charger, you know, almost killed him in the first movie.
Just when you thought that was it was a tie, it's over, bang.
The shot where my Charger flips over is done by some of the best stunt coordinators. I will forever be in awe.
When we did the final climactic big pipe ramp, you know, pipe ramps have been done a lot of times, but not as realistic as we've done.
This is all done live, done real, no CG, one take. A very strong stunt, but one that was worthy to be the last stunt in the movie.
Just like old times.
If you bring Vin Diesel back, you need to bring that Charger back with him.
We're going to see Vin's Charger from the first one rebuilt.
I think it was a very good call.
You know, you bring that back because not only is it just an awesome-looking car, but there's something more to it. You know, it tells a story. It represents the soul of Dom, you know? It's definitely overpowered like he is.
Chargers were extremely hard to find. We basically, with those cars, we actually bought total rust buckets. I mean, cars that typically you wouldn't want to purchase for a restoration job.
Yeah, this is actually what you have in film, but we did lower the whole assembly.
Is this something that you guys are building, or is this something? Yeah.
Problem with these cars is they're obviously, you know, hard to come by. Parts are very rare and very, very costly. And we needed, I think, you know, at the end of Fast and Furious 4, I think we went through probably 8 of these cars. When we first started putting these cars together, just front fenders, we were paying $700, $800 for a less than perfect fender. And then we just realized, you know, we're never gonna have enough. There's just not enough out there. So we had a company actually build a mold, and we just created everything out of fiberglass. So the whole front clip in the car is something that within, you know, 2 days, we could have an entire front clip for a very economical price. You know, we resheeted them with new doors, new quarter panels, filled the roofs with lots of Bondo. I mean, it was great for us to get the first one done here and go out and test drive it. I mean, it looked great. This is more the final version of the car. When they actually completed in that sequence to go back down to Mexico, the car is actually in a primer state. Once again, as you can imagine, this car had a ton of action in the film, so they had to be built to handle a lot of abuse, especially with the terrains we were involved in on this one. You know, rocks, creeks, you name it. So we try to make all the cars as easily serviceable as possible. And to do that, they went with a basic Chevy crate motor, 350, and turbo 400 transmission, you know, Ford 9-ish like every other car we have on the film, Willwood brakes. And the beauty of doing that is, for instance, if they crash a Torino, we can pull the motor and transmission out and we can put it into a Charger. And overall, this car was the car that I was probably the most concerned with on the film. I thought, God, these things are gonna be dropping like flies, just because they're not made for that type of abuse. It's a unibody car, and like I say, the jumps and bumps and everything else they were doing these things, I thought for sure they'd be one of our biggest downfalls. But as it turned out, the cars really never let us down, and they were subjected to some unbelievable abuse. But they kept on going.